Good afternoon, friends and family. Today's episode 4.1, we're going to explore Soapstone Mountain, which is on the border of Somers and Ellington. It's a place I know well from when I was a kid. We lived nearby, and I used to explore the trails there on my friend Jimmy Petroza's little Suzuki 90 and Rick Stillet's Kawasaki 125. We spent a lot of time on the trails up there. So let's head up to the mountain. Let's check it out for the beautiful views and a couple good little stories. Some stories with my buddy Kyle Shane. Probably could fill an hour worth of video in a lot of interesting stories with Kyle. But you know, our first car that we had, I had an Oldsmobile Delta 88, I think it was a 73, and he had a gigantic Chevy Impala, probably about the same year, V8s. Our first car, gigantic cars. We're coming back from probably Manchester, probably the one-stop lounge where we would do dollar shots all night. And this stretch through here is just so wonderfully nice and straight. I came through here doing probably about double the speed I'm doing now, and I got down to this part here and looked over to my left, and Kyle was right beside me. It was sort of a challenge of the gas-guzzling V8s that we came through here. Happy to say that we both survived that moment and many, many more. Yeah, we did a lot of stupid stuff. A lot of stupid stuff. We were lucky to get through it. That is my one memory of that section of road. We're going to head towards Burbank from here, and a lot of good stuff over there too. Oh, look at these cool Trump signs. Guess those people didn't read the news yesterday. Third person pleaded guilty to conspiring to overthrow the election process and our government. So this is Burbank Road. It's about 9/10 of a mile to the house where I lived and grew up in. And yes, we did have to take the bus at the end of this down by 140 and walk this all the way up to the top. It sounds like a story from an old guy, but it's actually true. Even in the middle of winter when it was really crappy outside. The old George Hanko's farm, at least that's what I remember his name to be. I don't know how accurate my memories are going to be, but I'll spew them out as I remember them. There's a corner where we used to cut through to get to the Triangle grocery store. Wow, that's really overgrown now. Guy in there raised peacocks. It was creepy as hell. It sounded like they were yelling help as we were crossing through. And rumor was if he caught you, he'd shoot your with buckshot from his shotgun to keep you from going through. Well, the legends continue. So yeah, Adam Talisano, Rick Stillet, Jimmy Petroza. Oh my God. The stuff we did up and down this road probably isn't safe to say for my dad to hear or my grandchildren. Used to ride a skateboard down this hill. I remember I fell off, it hit a stick and fell on my ass and really thought I had a broken tailbone. Jimmy's house, and the old house on Burbank Road is obscured by trees now. Super steep driveway. I'm going to take us through Boyer Road, which takes you up the back way to Soapstone. This used to be a dirt road as well, and there were really no houses on it. You know, I guess they probably built houses here 30 years ago. But then after Jimmy got his motorcycle, Ricky Stillette got one. I think it was a Kawasaki 125. It was, I think, street legal. That was pretty sweet. So between those two motorcycles, and Adam had a mini bike. I don't know if we ever got that mini bike up to Soapstone. The four of us would ride around up there in the summertime. Boy, did I want a dirt bike back then. But it was not to be. And then I went on to buy a Memphis Les Paul copy that launched my illustrious musical career. And then when I was 16 or 17, I wanted to go get a car, and Dad said no. You know, didn't have any money to maintain it or insure it or anything like that. And I said, then can I use my $400 to get a Gibson Les Paul? And he said, sure. And that was my first serious upgrade. It was a 71 Les Paul Custom with gold hardware. Of course, this was in 1982, so that gold hardware was all faded, and Les Pauls had kind of fallen out of fashion, and everybody wanted a Eddie Van Halen Kramer or something at that point. So you could get a decent Les Paul for $400 with a case. Who knows where that guitar is now? Alright, here's where it's going to get real interesting. I think we're going to get to the next little section of Soapstone Mountain Access Road. Probably turn the traction control off on this bike because it could get a little slippery and a little less for these tires to grab onto. We'll need all the traction we can get. This was actually kind of paved. You call it that. Woo! Alright, Parker Road leads you back to Summers. And this is Soapstone Mountain Road closed at sunset.